Today I reviewed quite a few Porsches, the 911, 997 second generation, the 911, the 991.2, this is the second generation, now the Porsche Boxster, this is the 987 generation 1. And let's just appreciate the color of this beautiful Boxster. And obviously for many of us, when it comes to Porsche ownership, this is where some of us begin with, and it's a very exciting and an interesting journey. And there are many cars to step up to once you've started, whether it be a Boxster, a Cayman, or a 996. And let's just get reviewing, cover everything I need to cover on the Boxster, and any questions you've got for us in the comment section, don't forget to just post them there, and I'll do what I can to respond. And I just wanted to say thank you in advance for actually watching our videos, because all of the watch hours contribute to YouTube paying us, and with the money that we've been able to raise, we've been giving them to a charity. They've been building wells in Afghanistan. One of the wells that we built, in terms of a prime example, is this example of these kids walking circa 4 kilometers to the cleanest source of water. It's a long way for kids to walk to for clean water, or for families to walk to for clean water. So we've been able to actually now dig a well directly in his village, and it just puts a smile on my face, and I'm sure it will do the same to you. So now let's just dive into this video now. Now, in terms of the color scheme, this is finished in this very beautiful seal grey metallic. This is jam specced with spec, this Porsche Boxster, and it's actually a good starting point to review something like this. And one of the other items of spec is the Tiptronic S transmission on this. I personally absolutely love that transmission because of, you know, all the positive attributes, one of them being lack of maintenance required on that transmission in comparison to the manual, because at some point one will have to rebuild the transmission on a manual. But you know, there's quite a few positive things that I can say about the 987 generation 1 Boxster. And just in general, let me just cover why I think one should buy a Boxster or a Cayman, be it. Firstly, they're extremely practical. So what you get is a boot space here at the front. You know, very spacious. I can climb into it and you could actually have me kidnapped. And secondly, you've got another additional boot space here at the back, just to kind of illustrate the amount of space that is here in this boot space. Very spacious. You could actually comfortably have probably 2 mini suitcases that you would normally take with you to an airline. And another very beautiful spec item on the Porsche Boxster is the fact it's got this lovely soft top. And let me just illustrate why it is an absolute must having, you know, a soft top Porsche. So the Boxster with a soft top gives you this really intimate cabin space, which is absolutely amazing to be inside. You're really saved from a lot of wind in that cabin space, because it's a nice, small, petite, and intimate, you know, space there. For the driver and for the passenger. I'll get to the spec in a minute on the inside, just in general what one can expect out of the Porsche Boxster, and why this is a rather well-spec'd Boxster S. Now, you know, whether you are somebody that is 6'2" or someone like myself that is about 5'9", there's plenty of space here, you know, as long as you sort of move the setting on the seats and the steering wheel to be able to fit in there. Before I can sort of discuss a little bit more of the inside spec and interior, one thing that is very important to remember, let me shut this front bonnet, is the first generation Boxster 987s and also the Porsche Boxster 986s, which were first launched in 1997. I mean, they've come to an age where they have a lot of serviceable items in terms of work that is needed, that is due. Most of which has been done on this, and also additionally, this has a later uprated IMS bearing. Additionally, this has got the 3.4 litre naturally aspirated flat 6 Boxer engine, which is just amazing to have, and it sounds great. And the engine is the twin sports tailpipe at the back that is also finished in a gorgeous chrome aluminium sort of look to it. Additionally, there are concerns of some people that some of these Boxsters, especially if they have not been looked after well enough, have got a tiny bit of scoring on the liners, or they may require a bore check. We also offer bore checks should you want that done on this vehicle. But there are a couple of signs to pay attention to, especially on cold start. Just make sure that the car doesn't have, 5-6 minutes worth of blue smoke coming out of the back tailpipes. That is one way of knowing that the liners are not scored or just damaged in any way, form or shape. That could be the liners, that could be the pistons. Now, this is something that's come in to us as a part exchange against a Porsche Boxster 981. This is the generation that were launched in 2011, and that generation ran until about 2016. And the customer was a pretty, older retiree sort of a customer, so he's put in a lot of love and given this car a lot of attention. And I'll just invite the cameraman inside, firstly, on why he actually chose the 987 Boxster. Well, firstly, it's the very obvious, and that is the fact that this was within his budget when he first purchased it. And secondly, he wanted something that was automatic. This is exactly what that is. But this has a carbon package with the steering wheel that has the buttons to shift up or shift down should you want a bit of manual engagement, or alternatively you can just slide the gear selector lever over and onto the M setting, manual setting, and lift, change gears via that. The PCM has the European navigation system, and there's also a tiny bit of a hack that's been done to that PCM to allow you to connect to your telephone for Bluetooth connectivity, for music or for telephone calls, as long as you press that button, the number 5, to kind of activate that. Now, the rest of the inside of the spec is a two-tone leather interior, which is grey in the center and black on the outside, and the seat belts are finished in this really gorgeous Guards red. Another really big spec item is the fact that this has the memory seats with lumbar supports, which is a big yes from a spec point of view. So these are just a couple of things that I've always liked about the Boxsters. The engine being a mid-engine car, and that back end to that back end, and the way this car is balanced, because it's got a mid-engine, it hasn't got the 2+2 layout that you get on a 911, which is great from a practicality point of view if you've got kids. But at the same time, you've got to ask yourself, how often do you have your kids come out with you? So in return, you've got 2 boot spaces here. The soft spot for me on a Boxster is definitely the soft top, which makes it thrilling to enjoy something like this, whether that be in colder or warmer weather, because it just gives you a bit of thrill-seeking, character to your life. This back end on the Boxster is just so gorgeous, just the line that run throughout the vehicle, and the whole design of it is just, I think, stunning aesthetically. So, there's a lot to cover on something like this. This is currently available for sale at our dealership. It's HPI clear, and it's one that comes from a good, loving home. It's got a full Porsche/specialist service history, and there are currently no concerns that I could point out on the vehicle that I may need addressing. So if you are looking for a good, well-loved Porsche, well-maintained, well-cared for, this Boxster 987 S is definitely one to have. The mileage is, I think, from memory, about 97,000 miles. Let me just confirm. Sorry, 96,000 miles. And, as long as you service it, as long as you look after it, and you just apply the correct starting procedures, they go on absolutely forever. The Boxster S versus the base Boxster has a different engine. The base Boxster would have a 2.7 litre engine. This has a 3.4, obviously more bhp, more torque. The top speed is better. You also get these beautiful Boxster Edition 3 alloys with the red calipers. Normally you don't get something like this on the base version. So hopefully I've given this car a bit of I've done this car a bit of justice, just reviewing it, talking about it, and just kind of briefly discussing, you know, what sort of a car it is and what sort of kind of a feel it offers. And if you have any questions, don't forget to contact us, and don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up, and one more time, thank you for watching the video, because you're helping a great cause. Thank you. Bye-bye.